Hi everybody. Thought I'd do a live stream. I saw that NordVPN has been hacked in a data center, exposing one of the remote consoles. Now, I've worked with VPN for many years. I even worked with VPN even before it was nationally in a data center for everyone to use and use. We many use of remote users. When I'm going back to the days when ISDN was the way to connect to the internet, and we was using VPN over ISDN and stuff. And I used to like configure the routers, especially on ISDN. When they come up, it was costing you money. When the line drops, it's easy to bring an ISDN line up by pinging it. So we had to put tokens in place to make sure that the when the VPN opens up a tunnel, ISN kicks in, and then after a specific time, the ISN will drop down, because obviously we used to have customers that come to us when we're saying we got huge phone bills. We had to put tokens in place to restrict that from actually happening all the time, because with ISDN dial-up it was so easy to initialize the dial-up, and it does it so fast anyway. But now in the days of the internet, and obviously as companies grew, VPNs were more used for remote access, and eventually there's other forms of way of connecting in now without using VPN. VPN is pretty good because obviously it takes everything this side of the user, takes it out to that side, creating a nice private tunnel in between, so any data transmitted from your browser to the other server is completely isolated and encrypted. Um, Now, I've worked a lot of stuff in data centers. I've even hosted my own servers in a data center for many years. I used to run a web hosting company as well. We had Disney for the UK hosting their website. We had 6 servers to look after. Again, you put things in place. If it's your business, you'll make sure that there's the remote console isn't on the system. I mean, I always, when I went to a data center, I started off having some small kits that I basically built, pre-built PCs in a small data center that was only open 9 till 5. So I always configured those, make sure everything was all hunky-dory and all the stuff was closed down, and remote access ports were only secure for me to log in with, and that's it. And you look after it. As I grew as a business, there was more opportunity to then buy myself my own big servers, because I avoided renting servers from a data center, because I wanted to have control of the servers so I can build and install what I needed to install on it as well. And going back in them days, there weren't these managed servers where you can just purchase and buy or rent from them, and they configured it for you to what you wanted to do. It's very much we put everything on top. And as time went on, companies, data centers were offering those type of services. So even today, if I was rehosting in a data center, I will still require my own physical boxes. Or if I rented from the data center, I wanted to build my own OS on there. I'd ask for a complete bare metal build, and then install it on there to make sure that I don't expose a remote console. That a server doesn't use VPN and it's secure and protected. I will make sure that I wouldn't outsource it to third party, because you are asking for trouble. The data center might have years of experience. All it takes is somebody like they have done now to like not configure it correctly. And I would never put myself in that situation to a big company to do and maintain, or manage it out, because you are asking for trouble, especially if you're using VPN as a virtual private network. You want it to be secure as possible. You don't even want remote management software installed on the VPN boxes. I mean, most of the time actually, when you got VPN access, I always expose the console internally, and configure it correctly so that only the administrators and a certain IP address could access it. But doing that's just ridiculous. That's asking for trouble. But again, then why would a hacker want to hack a VPN box when there's nothing on it? What's that good use for? They obviously advertise that they don't log loggers, and they default VPN do log everything inbound, outbound, the connection, who connects when, what time, how long the tunnel's up for, and obviously you can log traffic between the tunnels as well. But they would decide, if they say they've got a zero policy of not actually logging any information, then obviously got nothing to worry about at the end of the day. What does the remote console give them access to? I mean, it could give them access to encryption key, getting free VPN connection and stuff like that. Um, so I don't think it's massive high risk, but again, my thoughts was very much like they should have done it themselves, got their own engineers doing it, then this mistake would never happened, because that can actually cause a drastic effect on your service. Especially got big brands on board; those are the type of customers you don't want to lose. I'm speaking from experience. I put my eggs in one basket, and now I don't run an IT company. That one big that one big contract I had got pulled away, and it's like, oh my god, what do I do? Do I start again? Do I do something different? So I've been in that boat, you know. So I was sort of singing from that thing, but it's even this today. If I was rehosting, redoing stuff, I still want to have full control of my boxes, have my own staff trained. To think to how I think and how I want things done, to go to those data centers, physically go to those data centers. And data centers are even happy to work with you with data. If you, I mean, I worked data centers for many years, and they will allow you to still run your own boxes. And or if you had like an auto booting firmware that will run on the boxes to boot up your own OS and stuff, they'll happily do that for you as well. So they don't really need direct access to the box. They're really happy allow you to ship a server pre-configured to their data center, because they always give you, when you go into data center and you say I want my box on board, they ask you what equipment you want to store in your rack. Basically, they give you a block of IP addresses, and you can configure. I used to configure that all back up at the office, get it all set up ready, so I can just go down to London, drop the box in, and connect in, bang, we're up and running. So you can all pre-configure beforehand. So I don't know why these companies don't actually do their own servers, pre-configure them at their own offices, make sure all at hunky-dory, do a full test on them, and then ship them out to the data center for them to put in the rack, plug it in, switch it on, job done. You know, I would never get a data center to build an operating system because I want to make sure it's secured. And again, you don't know what the engineers or what level engineers are working on those boxes. You know, are they guaranteed to be a very high level engineer, or have they just started, come from a college, just learning on the job? You know, it's risk. It's always at risk anyway. So it's interesting that NordVPN has been sponsored by a lot of YouTube channels and now been hacked, because that's the last thing you want to know. I've been hacked. That's a huge, especially YouTubers that are using them as their sponsors. They've got to now go like, we've got to drop it. You know, I don't know how people react to that, but it's bad news. You know, anything like that. You know, hacking is not massively. I mean, they're trouble is, VPN's grown so massively now. I mean, they're now selling it to like desktop people now. You know, general people that just want to hide their data. You know, don't want to show where they're browsing to, things like that. You know, so it's getting very popular. So when a service gets very popular, then hackers do want to challenge it. And these days, it's not all about money. It's more about the hack. And that's what I think that's always been like for many years. It's always about the hack, getting in there, especially a big company, making it fall. I remember there's hackers going back years ago, like really young kids. They were kids in school, hacking systems, bringing down. I remember AOL was hacked by a 10-year-old. That went out years and years ago when AOL existed, and I don't know if they still exist or not. I don't know. But it's been many years now. You know, there's lots of challenges. Been less and less over the years, but obviously they're still there. But again, as you grow and get bigger and bigger, it's safe to be small. It's safe to be small. I remember an ISP marketing campaign went out where they did a lot of marketing research on ISPs and the hosting companies. There was more small business hosting companies there were than big ISPs or big internet providers. They made up the majority of the business, and it's quite interesting to actually see those facts. I got included in the market research, and they sent me the details afterwards when they found it, and I looked at it, and then small medium businesses like myself had more of the ISP market than actual ISPs had themselves, or data centers had themselves. But it's lovely. I love it. Enjoyed working in data centers. I enjoy going out, installing the servers, taking them out. Enjoy the late nights, 2 o'clock in the morning, going out because the servers failed or fell over. Going in there, because when you start, you can't have these redundancies. You don't have the money to buy 2 servers that's identical to do the redundancy. You go by what you can afford, and then as you grow, you add all the redundancy in, and you build up to it. It's great to have all that, but at the time when I was building up, I didn't have all the redundancy. I had single servers. It went offline. My sites went offline. All my customer sites went offline. Down there, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m, fixing them. I mean, I miss those days. Those days, I mean, it was a pain in the backside. It was like tiring, but it was. It's made me, you know, who I am. I enjoy those sort of things, you know, and I do miss those, not being in that IT infrastructure side. I am getting too old for it, you know. That's why I do the YouTube channel instead. But I do miss those days, going to data center, fixing stuff. I remember we had Disney on board. They hosted us for 6 years. We had 6 servers. We took 3 off site, so we had another data center running those 3 servers, and we had 3 servers in the data center I had all my equipment in, and we load balanced it across sites and stuff, and that was absolutely brilliant. and we had like those early hours in the morning, because they had over a million people connected to that box. Every hour you went on that box to see, there's always a million people shopping, always on a huge. So it learned us about bandwidth. It learned us about, redundancy. It learned us about the switching, the connections, what goes on in the big background, making it secure and safer. It taught us a lot of from that side. A lot of visits to the day center, especially coming up towards Christmas. And I even remember a day before Christmas Day to go in the day center because something happened. We had to then kick it in and stuff. And the big headache I used to have is working with, because a lot of my stuff came on for referrals from like web designers. So I sell my hosting space to them. They resell it onto their customers and bring them on board. They will do the web development for them. And most of the development issues got blamed by me, saying, "Oh, it's slow," but it wasn't. It was actually who designed the websites causing the problems with the SQL database, things like that. So I had a lot of learning curves of that going on as well. Yeah, it's fantastic. I learned a lot from that side. So hopefully I can pass that lot on to you going forwards on these videos anyway. But no, I thought I'd mention NordVPN. I mean, it's trending out there. Everyone's talking about it. And it's quite interesting, a big company like that as well that's got hacked. I don't see they've got a lot from what I can see. I need to do a bit more reading up anyway. I don't think they can get away with a lot. Now they know hacked, all they've got to do is change the encryption keys, lock the console down, job done, because they're a big company, everyone's making a big fuss about it, like I am. But no, it was interesting. It's interesting. I like all this sort of stuff. But anyway, I'll leave you to it. I was just filling some time in because I'm actually waiting for my daughter at the dentist. So now I'm going to go back and shoot some more video and get some more stuff. I've got lots of interesting coming up now. The last video I did, we're now doing the full cable install, replacing the switch and a hard drive, and some other various bits we're doing as well. So I'll be blogging all that as well, coming up very soon. So I get the quote in this week, and hopefully next, I'm gonna do it 2 nights, so it's nice and easy. I've got access to their office, so I can go in overnight without any interruptions and just get on with the job. We'll do some video on it, and I'll show you what we've actually quoted for, what's going to be installed, and yeah, go from there. Thanks to all you subscribers, guys. And don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell down there so you can notify when we go live or when I do some more videos coming up as well. And anything you're interested in and you'd like me to do a video on, please comment below and let me know anyway. And let me know about you and about NordVPN. Do you actually use it? Is it something you're now going to change over to? Comment below and let me know. And remember, thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you don't. I don't mind if you want to do a thumbs down or a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.